I hope
Yes,
you are all set. So
we are.
yesterday we talked about computer generations, and then basically today I want us to see types of computers. Because most of you see computers, but you find that you don't know the types. You only see computers, but you don't know which is which. Am I deceiving? Am I deceiving, Sarada?
No, sir, you are not.
So, who can tell me anything about types of computers? Hmm? Tell me anything about types of computers. Each of you.
Me,
Mm.
types of computer on my thinking or my understanding, I know that we have the computer which can be kind like a PC.
Not size, I'm meaning types. When you talk about types, what comes into your mind? When you say types of computers.
Um, we have digital computers,
Yes?
uh, and the how do you call them? Analog computers. Yes, analog and digital.
Analog and digital.
Yes.
Analog and digital. Mm.
What if, what if I say uh, personal computer?
Hello?
What if I say
Ogumwenya gwaki? Yes?
personal computers,
Mm.
mini computers,
Mm.
supercomputers,
Mm.
and then the mainframe?
Mainframe?
Yes,
Not bad. Not what?
not bad.
Not bad. So, types of computers are based on classifications. You get my point?
Yes,
Types of computers based on what?
classifications.
Are based on classifications. So we have classification based on technology, classification based on size, and even sometimes we say we have classification based on processing power. You get my point?
Yes,
So, under that, uh, uh, it pushes to know types of computer based on technology. So these are when we talk about technology, we mean the development. As we saw previously, the generation based on technology. So technology, how do the computers perform? You get that's the technology. Which like which development or which carrier or which uh, how are they how are they handled? You get my point? How do they process data? That's
technology.
that is technology. So under that we find that we have analog computers, digital computers, and hybrid computers. We have some people that tend to give those free as types of computers, but those are not the only types. You get those are types of computers based on technology. So analog computers, who has ever used the TVs that could use aerials?
We ever used them, but now they are no longer there.
Yes, but I'm saying who has ever used them?
I'm among them.
You among them.
Me too.
You too. You people. All of you have ever used them. Meaning you need the prayers now. Also,
Prayers for what, master?
now if you ever use them now, you know how to struggle with life. Because they could do stuff by those times. You get my point. So, those TVs of those times, now they are analog computers. You get my point.
Yes.
Those TVs of those times are analog. Analog what?
Computers. We're calling them analog TV.
Analog TV.
Yeah.
You know them. Analog TV. Which was so fundamental in then after the president ordered for accepted institutions to use what? To use digital start times, Go TV, you remember, you know them, not so? And those are the things we use at home, hopefully. I know all of you were exposed to them. Am I deceiving? So, those ones are digital ones. Get my point?
Yes.
Then after that, we have hybrid. You know petrol station.
Petrol station. There are many everywhere.
Yes, you know them hopefully. So under that, before we could go to have petrol and someone loses something, and then that something could pull fuel from the underground using hands. Am I deceiving? Yes? You people, are you together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, master.
So, have you ever seen someone getting fuel from a petrol station, and then after, like you pay, someone go and then starts rolling something, like a motor, something.
They use them when, most especially they use them when power is gone, so they
Yes,
use
when
it
the
to
power
put
is
hand.
gone. So
Yeah, they use.
that is analog. But when the power is on, they just put a mount, and then you are able to get, not so? So then it drives its own, not so?
Yes, sir.
So that is digital. So when those two are combined, then we have hybrid compute. So we find that most of petrol stations, they have that hybrid technology. Am I deceiving?
Not quite.
So we have analog, digital, and hybrid. Hybrid is a combination of analog and digital. So digital, they use the discrete language. You know, calculator, those are digital computers. These cars used for electricity, those are digital machines.
Computers.
You get my point? As you can see in the picture, we have a digital hybrid. Hybrid, these are the computers you use. They have manual and the digital ones. You get my point? You get my point? You
Yes,
can
sir.
mute. I hope the one whose sound is open, you can mute. That is all of you. You need to mute. So analog is there. They can use like maybe cassette tapes. Remember those times? Those who were not there, by that for us we use the cassette tapes. We have we could have those petrol station. By then digital was not there, so things of that kind. Then but now we are able to put on your car. So we just now use digital ones, calculators and what have you. And then we are able also, like computer sets is also both digital and analog. They have both those technologies. So you find that these machines, they are integrated. So from that, I hope we can proceed. And then we talk deep about analog computers. Analog computer, these are computing device that works on a continuous range of values. If you are on your attendant somewhere, they can give you a submeter. That submeter can't delete the previous units. So that's analog computer. It just adds on, just keeps on adding. So it works in a continuous range. You can't reverse back. The results are given by or analog by only approximate, since they deal with the quantities or varying continuity. So it didn't deal with physical variables, that is voltage, pressure, temperature. If you go in hospitals, they can put for you, they can put that analog computer, then they get to know the temperature, things of that kind. So you find that now, if you are able to determine very well, you see that by the virtue of those devices, you can't erase the previous data. So basically, temperature, those meters used to measure temperature, those call them temperature measuring tools. The analog computer, those pressure, those materials we find at a weather station, most of them are analog computers. That speed meter in a vehicle. Most of you have vehicles, and some of the times when I'm in Masaka, sometimes Benjamin, you usually drive me with your bike. So that bike, you find that it has an analog meter that is used to measure speed. So after knowing that, let's proceed to digital computer. These are computers that operate on digital data, such as numbers. Basically, these computers, they use binary number system, that's zeros and one. Each one is called a bit or a byte or basically a bit. Digital computer design using digital circuits, in which they are of two levels for input and output signal. These two levels are known as logic 0 and logic 1, whereby, as I told you before, that computers can give more accurate and faster results, digital computers, because they based on a purpose. Digital computer can further be defined as a computer based on general purpose and special purpose. So that's drive us back. As I told you, we have if they ask you the classifications of computers, the question can come and then they tell you, give 3 classifications of computers. Then you give classification by size, classification by purpose, and then classification by process power or by functionality. Then if classification by size, that's where you give personal computers, mainframe computers, personal computers and others. We shall see that. When they tell, then in classification by processor, then they will give analog computers, digital computers, and hybrid computers. So when they calculation by purpose, then you give examples of digital computers. You get my point? Let's proceed. Then talk about hybrid computer. The other one was digital, then this is hybrid. Hybrid computer, this combine desirable features of analog and then digital computers. And they basically used in automatic operations of complicated physical processes and machines. Nowadays, analog computers, you find that they are used in transforming data into suitable format or forms. For example, in hospitals, we use them in ICU. I don't know when I talk about ICU. Benjamin.
Yes, sir.
When I talk about ICU, what comes into your mind?
Intensive care unit.
Ibrahim, what comes into your mind when I talk about ICU in hospitals?
Intensive care units.
Yes. So under that, under intensive care unit, we find hybrid computers. You get my point? We find what?
Hybrid.
We find hybrid. So, having seen that, you can give example. Another example, measuring blood pressure and the patient temperature. Those devices, them nowadays are like a hybrid. You find that they have both digital and analog features. You get my point? So let's proceed and then talk about computer types based on size. Those are supercomputers, mainframe computers, mini computers, and microcomputers. Supercomputers were used by the government agencies. It's difficult to find someone using supercomputers. They are big, as you can see them on the photo. Mainframe computers. These are the sub-component of mainframe computers. Basically, they are used in the companies and also the government. Those are the government agencies. So by the government, you find they have supercomputers. Then they go into ministries, they put mainframe computers. Then they go into departments like banks, then they use many microcomputers. Then we go into mini computers like your laptop is a mini computer. Desktop, you find that can be a microcomputer. You get my point?
Yes, sir.
So, you should differentiate in your secondary. I hope you say those things into details. Am I deceiving? So,
No.
So, before proceeding deep into types, I told you Ibrahim. Ibrahim, are you there? Bobad.
Yes, sir.
Give me some of the classifications of computers.
The classification of
Yes, I talked about it.
to say there are three classification of computers.
One.
Analog computer, which is a device that works on condition of range value.
That's not a classification. That is a type one, the certain classification. I talked about classifications. Unless you were not here attentive.
Classification, you said the supercomputers.
I never said about that.
What about general computers?
Classification, I said we have three. We have what you call classification by size, purpose,
Mm.
and processing power. I said what? One?
Size, purpose, and processing power.
Size, purpose, and processing power. Those are the classifications of computers that we do have.
Okay.
Get my point?
Size.
Size, purpose, and processing power. You get my point?
Yes.
So having understood that, let's proceed and then we talk about supercomputers. When you hear about the word supercomputers, because they can ask you to describe supercomputers, or they can tell you to give a difference between supercomputers and mini computers. Get my point?
Yeah.
What can you answer if they tell you to give a difference or to differentiate? I'm listening.
I think on my thinking,
You're thinking.
supercomputer means the computers which
Let me hope you are not
which
going to tell me the computers which are super.
no which has a high speed.
So when you talk about types of computers, the first type that comes in our mind are supercomputers. These are best terms of processing capacity. So these ones, everything is the best. When you talk about supercomputer, we mean computers that when processing power, when processing information, they are faster. When providing an output, they are faster. When doing any operation, they are faster. Under that, we get what we call supercomputers. Get my point? So
Yes.
supercomputers are computers that can process billions of instructions per second. Normally, they are used for application which require intensive commercial computation. That's such as stock analysis. When government is analyzing the tax across the country, they use supercomputers. You get my point? So these are computers. These computers are used in operations which require which are advanced. You get that require superior operations. So under that we use supercomputers.
Computers.
You get my point?
Yes.
Stock analysis, weather forecasting. When I talk about weather forecasting, you understand.
Yes.
So from those supercomputers, then we go deep. We go because supercomputers are the best. Now from supercomputer we go to mainframe computers. Mainframe can also process data at a high speed, handling a million of instructions per second, but they can't do it the way supercomputers do it. You get my point?
Yeah.
They can't do it the way supercomputers do it. I want you to think about what can differentiate between supercomputers and the mainframe computers. 5 minutes. So can you give me answers? What do you think can differentiate supercomputers from mainframe computers?
Supercomputers, they process data at a very high speed compared to mainframe. Yes. Then supercomputers, they are used in ICU. Well,
Have I talked about ICU in supercomputers? Benjamin, Benjamin,
Yes, sir.
have I talked about ICU in supercomputers?
No,
Mainframe?
no.
So let's give me appropriate answers, you people.
yes, I've given you that one. Let me take that one, the first one.
I want to. As Benjamin, you also think about what we're going to give you. The one who eating should mute.
Uh, Supercomputers, they mainly focus on speed and data integrity for faster output and input, whereas mainframe computers focus on data stability, high input but at a low rate compared to supercomputers, and they act as central, how do we they say, central expertise or central expertise server, like that.
So the best description can be supercomputers are used by the government. Mainframe computers are used by, say, can be used by, they are used by, normally they are used by banking, airlines, and like they are used by agencies. You get? Because you can't find an agency with a supercomputer. It's just a waste of time. Being explore like
Don't we have supercomputers at SES?
no supercomputers. Supercomputers are these ones. Are you seeing
Eh,
the server? Have you ever seen the server? The server.
yeah, I've ever seen it.
These
I've
big
ever seen it.
servers, not the small servers we have.
Oh,
For us we use microcomputers and mini computers. So when
okay.
you you find the government they having supercomputers, then from the government you go to Ministry of Finance. Then Ministry of Finance have what you call mainframe computers and banks. Then they are within the bank, then they have what we call micro mini computers. Are you seeing them? This one. Are you seeing?
It's like a small server.
It's like a smaller server. Then from that we go to a micro, the one you are using.
Phones, cell phones.
Yes.
Okay.
So any question concerning super and mainframe? And mainframe basically they are used in banking, airlines, and others. Meaning they are used by agencies. These one they are like server but smaller than the super computers. Then this drive us into the mini computer. These are lower to mainframe computers in terms of speed and storage capacity. They are also less expensive than mainframe. Some of the features of mainframe will not be available in mini computers. You get? So each computer type is based like a basically it has its own function. There's things why it's designed, the things designed to be done by that particular computer. You get my point? You get my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So from that, let's talk about mini computers. These are the desktops, laptops, and others. Have you ever seen a laptop?
We have them at senior computer.
What about a desktop? You have only seen them at senior computer.
Also at school, we also have one at home, but it is old and tired.
Why do you use old and tired things.
This is the one I'm using here.
Even he was the one you were using there.
Mm.
That's not bad. So these are the laptops. Those are micro. Sometimes they are classified to be they are classified under personal computers. Yes. So when someone talks about personal computer, it is the same. They are the mini computers. You get my point?
Yeah.
Desktop are like that. These are the most popular computer systems. You get. They are also called. You can unmute the sound is reflecting back. These are the commonest computer that you usually use. You find that they are they are being that they are used by individuals. That's why sometimes they are called also personal computers. When we talk about personal computer, basically we mean desktops. Although even laptops can also be called personal computers. Then for laptops, what differentiates are the portable computers and are lightweight within a screen. Meaning these ones they are also called notebooks due to their smaller size. They can be operated on battery, meaning they can be transported from one place to another. You can use it anywhere you want. You get? And then we have what we call PDAs. They are called handheld computers or personal digital assistants. Those are the tabs. You find like people that participated in the census, they used them. The people that participated in the census, they were given tabs. They are not normal tabs, but they are called personal digital assistants. Though people call them tabs, they are really tabs, but they are personal digital assistants. So basically, from that, I hope it can mark it marks
Master,
types of computers. Yes, please.
I was wondering why are the iPads classified as also computers? I thought they go in mobile phones and accessories whatsoever.
They are not iPads. iPads, they are phones. That's why they are using Android OS. But this case, I'm talking about personal digital assistants. They look like iPads. We can have an iPad which is a phone, and then iPad and the iPad related issue which is a computer. Even the phones are computers if you don't know that. You get my point?
Yes, Master.
Even phones are computers. Don't just look at it and then say, no, don't just look at it and then you say they are not, computers. Even them, they are computers. That's my point. So do you have any question concerning what we have studied about types of computers?
Yes.
Ask.
We have talked about the types of computers,
Even I talked about classifications if we are observant.
which we talked about, which we started with. That is so analog, digital, hybrid. How do we call those ones? If supercomputer, microcomputer, mainframe, and other types.
Yes, they are. I said types are classified. If you see what you said before, they have types are classified based on technology, size, and then I told you we have also classification based on general purpose and purpose. You get my point?
Yes.
So when you talk about hybrid, those are types of computer based on technology.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Another question? Another question? Is there, if you are doing something, please mute. If you don't have any question, please mute. Do you have anyone with a question? Or all your questions are answered? Okay, next time meet again tomorrow. If we have a lesson, I will send you messages as I usually do. I notify you 2 hours before, so it's up to you to be tuned.